As an announcement, this train, westbound Central Line service to West Ruislip, trains ready to depart. Please mind the closing doors, stand clear. They'll have to get going. What we'll do, you can stay up at the next station if it's going to start vibrating, or is it recording already?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine? Is that recording?
It should be fine, yeah.
Okay. Hold that handle there, will you? Alright. Let's move forward. I want you to look on your left. I'll just show you something quickly. You might not get a chance to see this again. You see that blue bridge coming up? Underneath that blue bridge?
Yeah.
At night we keep 10 trains in here.
Oh.
And it's one of the most dangerous places in the world because that is all electricity.
Wow.
See, my brother's the manager here. He's in charge of this. And, so drivers sign on here in the morning. This is where they get the trains out.
All of those lines are live?
Yeah.
Wow.
Constantly monitored by CCTV cameras and everything.
Oh, right, yeah, of course.
At night they keep a security guard here.
Yeah.
Because we do get vandals coming here, especially people pretty stupid. They like to
graffiti.
Yeah. There's this. I don't know why people do that. Like they came from America back in the 80s, whatever.
Yeah.
Somehow people find it fun to.
That's why they changed it from being aluminium and all that. Because it was graffiti all the time.
Yeah. They cost the underground hundreds of thousands of pounds.
Millions just to change it.
Is this recording voice as well, or just video?
It won't pick up much voice, no. It's not really good, the microphone in there. Pick up a tiny bit of sound, but not really voice.
So what are your shifts? Do you do like an 8-hour straight shift, or is it sort of a couple of hours on, a couple of hours off?
We run a 24-hour system on a Friday and Saturday night. All other days, Monday to Thursdays, it's like 5:30 till about 1:30
a.m.
Yeah.
Wow.
Start at 5:30 a.m. to. And I'll show you. And we do a 37-hour week.
Wow.
So it's so we have a rota system. Sorry, buddy, I'll show this to you down.
So you all had to take your turn and do the graveyard shift on it, really?
That's
the worst shift in the morning.
That's the first shift that starts. Oh no, people love them.
So which one am I looking at? Oh, this?
Yeah. If you look at the start time.
5:31. I guess the worst would be in rush hour when there's.
And if you flip the page over.
I don't even know how to read it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, just one second. Basically, we start at 6:24.
Yeah.
And finish 10:53. That's only 4 hours shift.
Right.
Stop time is 13:31 hours. In addition to the other time planned engineering work, the Bakerloo line has minor delays.
It starts off at Loughton, goes to West Ruislip, comes back to Loughton, North Acton, back to Loughton, so on. But then that shift is 4 hours 59 minutes. So then that shift starts 5:43, finishes 12:06 to 13:53, then later goes on and on.
So you're always on a more early morning shift then?
Right. This is the shift I'm doing now. We're somewhere down there now. Right, now what we have.
Bumpy ride.
Yep.
This is the really rough ride. This is the one I always tell you about.
I'll come back to that in a second. It does your back in, it's horrible. This is where we fight. Now, if you look at that, starting from there, those are all the shift numbers. It goes up to 100 and something. We can work out in 4 years' time from now what we're doing, what day, what our allocated shift is. But we have something called, it's an internal thing between the drivers. It's nothing to do with the company. We have something called a mafia man. And he runs a mafia. And how that works is, you go to this man, and we give him all our shifts, and we tell him what we like doing.
Yeah.
And they pick those.
So it's like I like doing dead earlys. I like to start 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Wow.
Why?
You like to do
So you have the
the 2
daytime.
o'clock shifts.
Yeah.
Someone likes to do 9 o'clock shifts. He likes doing starting every day at 4 or 5 and finishing at midnight. So what he does, he swaps everybody's shifts around. And obviously he takes the shorter shifts for himself because he has all the
Yeah, he's going to work most of his time spent working out.
stand care, minor cousin does stand care. Also, our days off, as you know, they're all different. They're not like Saturday and Sunday, like, you know, most people work Monday, Friday.
Yeah, yeah.
So we tell you what days off we like. Some people, they love working all throughout the weekends, have days off during the week. They have childcare issues, they're looking after somebody's ill, they have hobbies. Now for 11 years I've done dead earlys, like start every day, 5 o'clock. Because my kids were young, my wife works. But as soon as my youngest left primary, I'll do the 95 checks. See, these eye bags, these are hard work. These are 11 years old. You know, you have to get up 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning to get to work at 5, depending on where you are. I didn't used to live there. I used to live I was based at East Park, and it used to take me an hour and 3 quarters each way. So to literally get up 2:30 in the morning.
And how would you get to work? Drive?
Right. The company does a cab system, a black cab. Well, it runs from main stations, from Lanes station to Bank, and then it goes to all the stations. It's a long way round because it stops at all the stations.
Yeah, yeah.
Then it has interchanging points, just like with the lines. The cab will run from here to Washington Circus, then you have to get off there at 3:30 in the morning and wait for the cab to take you to Bakerloo Line. So I'm same all the way back. And there's some areas where the cab doesn't go. So that's where we have to, you know, drivers park, drive in themselves to the set yard.
Yeah.
And me, I done the dead earlys for 11 years. The kids were young to manage with the family, but now I do the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I like to have Sundays and Mondays off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sundays just enough to annoy the kids, and you know, and then Mondays I do a lot of bits and bobs around the house.
Your own stuff.
That's
Yeah.
it. I mean, it's different for different. Well, you know, like if I got wedding coming up, so I'll tell the mafia man, I'll say like, you know, April, blah blah blah, I need this Saturday off.
So you had to give him what, a month's notice at minimum, or was it much more than that?
Usually the sooner the better.
Sure.
But usually he can really only decide a week before, because then he because he doesn't know who's going to be in next week or not, because somebody could go sick, and then somebody could take an odd day off because they've got an emergency. Yeah, that's right. Somebody's got an emergency, they need a day off all of a sudden, so he doesn't know who's around. But they generally do, the mafia group company usually does it about 2 weeks in advance. Now recently, in these last 2-3 months, I've had quite a few personal commitments. You know how hospital appointments work out.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm to hospital. My mom, she's 8 years old, so she sees a specialist. And she sees a couple of specialists, so they give different appointments at this time, and then so I was telling Matthew about it. I need a duty that finishes by 2 o'clock, so I can get to the hospital by 4, so I can just get home, change, pick them up at 3 o'clock and get up. So we try to work things out, and that's nice if we can do it.
Of course.
Well, I suffered because I'll have to start like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm up at 4
Yeah.
just to get up to the appointment. Because you've got to, sometimes you just have to take your whole day off.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the way it works.
Yeah.
And I wrote it, the only day we're guaranteed off is Christmas Day. And then if you're on a late shift, you can finish work 1:30 in the morning and not get home till 3 o'clock in the morning, Christmas. you're getting just as far as Christmas is leaving. You see, you know?
So how many drivers is he looking at? Is it just one line, or does he do the whole network?
At Loughton there's 2 Mafia groups because there's so many drivers, whereas Hainault there's only 1 line. It depends on the size of the depot.
So it's just on the depot.
Yeah.
It's not for the whole line, or not for the whole.
Every line has got its own. It's an internal thing between drivers with it. Whereas me, because I'm a Muslim, I've got a pretty good thing going. Like the guys that celebrate Christmas, I always work Christmas, but they always give me my Eid.
Yeah.
But it's everybody likes to be off with their families.
Yeah.
So I basically work all 15 Christmases in a row. That's fine.
It's fine for you.
Yeah,
Works for you.
And they do it to me. And so there's I've got my wife's a teacher, so I like to have my holidays during the school time. There are other people, there's no people on there that don't have children, or the children are grown up now. So they like to travel in September to the Woolworths, so it's just common sense really, so we just swap over. And,
well, it's good that it's flexible like that, or it can be flexible.
It can be, but sometimes it can't. It can be really good. Then you get stuck. If you have an appointment 9 o'clock in the morning, you're looking for a duty. Yeah, say it starts 11 o'clock, but the Mafia man hasn't got it. And you go to ask for the day off at work for the manager, but he's too short staffed and he can't afford to give you the day off, so you're stuck.
Yeah.
So,
Do you see people that you know on the platform?
oh yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Well, I'm looking for people that I might know.
You should have set it up and said to someone, stand at the platform.
Well, we didn't know where we were going to be when.
You could call someone and tell them quickly go to such and such.
When you first start, sorry, excuse me. That's when I said this turn to be held there for a few minutes directly. So when you first start, you become very conscious of people looking at you. And today's nothing. There's nobody around. When the rush hour, every single person is looking at you. Some people give you dirty looks. They do miserable Monday morning.
Yeah.
Some people are running late. Someone look at you and do this like, you just have to ignore it. Just get on with it. You just get on with it. Oh, you pick out people, you pick out faces, but then you know what? It's like when you're driving, you see hundreds of cars. After it's just another car. You might pick out the odd Lamborghini or the Porsche, and it just becomes secondary. It's only when sitting in here, you're sort of in this little enclosed world of yours. But it's only when you stand outside you actually realise how big this train is. It's actually bigger than a jumbo jet.
And how many people does it fit, like a rush hour?
It can take, I think, about 900, something like that. In the Olympics and we were at the Olympics here and Nottingham Carnival. I'm sure we could squeeze another couple of hundred. They're like sardines.
People don't care. They'll push in even when there's no space. They'll push in when there's no space.
See, we have the faults, things may go wrong. We have the technical faults, signal failure, track circuit failure. That's, you know, and they're inevitable. It's a mechanical thing. It will happen. You can only go so far. Even like Mercedes-Benz or McLaren, with some of the finest tuned engineering machines, they got a wrong space shuttle.
As we know, yeah.
So those are the faults, and signal failure and this and the other. But you're surprised the majority of the days that people experience, especially in the winter and summer, are passengers. A lot of those are ladies fainting. Because what they tend to do there, they don't have breakfast in the morning because and then come the train, get stuffed with hot, and they faint. And then, you know, there are very strict rules regarding how we handle the passengers. Female, we don't touch them, you see.
Really?
I don't touch them. Men don't touch them. You do have to make an assessment. The quickest thing is when alarm goes off, I'll have to let the central line controller, then I'll pick up this mic and I'll try to talk back. When the alarm is, my voice gone, I say, can you please tell me what's happening?
So you know which carriage it is.
That'll come up here as well.
So then that speaker just goes off in that one carriage, so you can. And it's obviously too late.
Usually somebody's fainted or there was a child labor or this worst one was I had was this fight going on.
Jeez.
Then you have to make an announcement to let the rest of the train know that there's a delay, because when you step out of the cab, people are going to start asking you questions. So due to a passenger stood up and come back, please don't stop me. I have to go back. People want to kill themselves. I'm sorry, I'm not paid to deal with that.
So I mean, in the you talk about the fight. Well, I mean, what happens then? Do you get the police? Do you? I mean, obviously you can't get involved in that.
Sometimes if there's been a little, like somebody's punched somebody and ran off, what can you do? You get them off the train, you get a medical assistant. But the fight's still going on, you hit Mayday button, which you cannot beat you, please. Stand clear, mind closing doors, stand clear. And unless they're at that station, what can you do? You know what I mean?
No, nothing.
When people are ill, you know, you make an assessment. Can that, you know, your station staff come as well. You have to make an assessment. Can you actually move that person off the train? Because it's the quickest way to give them medical attention. You get them off the train, you get them on the platform. By that time the ambulance comes, medical staff comes. I mean, we are first aid trained as well as station staff. I don't know. There's a woman who said, we've got to be careful who's going to touch her how. So we call the female assistants down. If the person's having a fit or a heart attack or having a baby, move them or not. But once a passenger's off the train, my job is to get the train right. Because I've got to be conscious of the fact that there could be trains stuck behind me in the channel. Once they callous on me to move a passenger, put them on the bench and shoot off. But there could be, there's thousands of people who's fainting.
Yeah, exactly.
Just got to take the stiff up my lip and just go. Right, those are occupational hazards, that's what I mean. 5 million passengers. Things are bound to happen. It's bound to happen. So where are you working now, babe?
I'm working at a place making cheese.
Okay. So,
Quite an unusual job.
okay, it's a factory or?
I make family cheeses.
Okay.
It's just off White Hart Lane, like about 10 minutes from the football stadium.
Okay, so do you get a challenge from French cheeses? They're boasting about their cheeses are better than ours and so on?
Yeah, well I remember a few years ago there was a TV programme with Jamie Oliver and his friend Jimmy. They went and they did a whole big thing about cheeses. They did like secret blind tasting, and then all of a sudden they found out that the English cheese was better than the French. People thought.
It's their marketing, isn't it, man?
Yeah.
Actually, I went to France a couple of years ago. I went as a
Nice
kid,
cheese anyway.
and I went good 20 years ago, and then I went a couple of years ago, and I found it really boring. Cities don't like cities anymore. It's just stand clear, mind the closing doors, stand clear. One is the people that they're not welcoming. Secondly, there's not much to do. The queues for the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre are just tremendous.
It puts you off, doesn't it?
You can wait 3-4 hours. Compared to London, London's got hundreds of things to do. London is fascinating. But then I live here in Leytonstone. I've lived all my life here in London. But I'm on holiday. I want to get away from the cities. I want to be in a countryside or the seaside, or I want to be on the skis. I'm going to buy in a couple of weeks. I'm booking out Sharjah right by the beach.
Wait, sorry? all the time.
Exactly.
So this is air conditioned.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Are you feeling it's not too cold, is it? Are you?
No, it's a nice temperature. It's nice comfortable.
That's funny because there's times when it's -5 outside, but we've got air conditioning on the heat inside. It's all the heat of the tracks. And for us, it's very dangerous because it starts making you feel drowsy.
Yeah.
So we need to be kept cool.
Yeah.
And if it gets too hot, we'll turn the train ourselves. If we think it's not safe for us to drive, the air conditioning is not working, it's too hot, we'll take the passengers off at the next station and turn the train ourselves. Might seem silly, but would you rather risk that inconvenience, or would you risk the driver falling unconscious and crashing your train and causing deaths? There's all sorts of things. It's like His Majesty's Railway Inspector. His Majesty's Railway Inspector. All the laws come from there. All the legislation comes out there. Now, even though we have 8-hour shifts or longer shifts, at any given time we should only drive for maximum 4 hours 15 minutes continuously, then have a break. Unless there's an emergency, then we can go up to 5 hours 15 minutes. What I mean by emergency is people ride down inside the cars. It's all over the space. We ride down inside the cars. So by law we have to make an announcement at certain stations.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Only at certain stations?
Stand clear, mind the person knows. The reason is all these pillars here, the stairs, and people come rushing down the stairs.
And they run into
Smash. Another train comes in from the district line. They shoot across.
Yeah. I've seen people run into the train doors.
Oh yeah, we've seen plenty of running. Sorry, I forgot what I was going to. Yeah, 4 hours 15.
You can say how the urgency is.
Yeah. Now, if I'm coming up to 4 hours 15, I'm coming to Loughton. My mirror relief is picking up at Loughton now. I'll be stopping the train at Loughton. I'll empty the passengers out, drive that train empty to Loughton. Because if anything happened after 4 hours and 15, it'll be down to me why didn't you take the passengers off. That would be inconvenience for you guys, the passengers. Bloody hell, one stop. But that's what the law states. And if anything happens, I'm the one that ends up going to prison. But as far as 15, there's a signal there, and I'm stuck in the tunnel. I can't do anything about it. Are you with me? So, but 4 hours 15 is a very long time.
Yeah, I bet it is.
See, you come down from White Sea, you go like, we haven't even noticed the time, we're talking.
Yeah.
But if you go home, get an alarm clock, make sure the room is up. Put alarm on it for 2 minutes. Switch the light off and sit in the dark room for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, when the alarm goes off, reset the alarm and switch the light off. And you do that, after a half hour, you start going. So it can affect you mentally. You've got to be up and really, like I said, this is not a job for everybody. You either got it or you haven't. You can either. Any questions, Billy?
Yeah.
Or there's one question you want to ask but you don't want to ask? I know what it is.
What?
No. People jumping in front of trains? You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
I've heard about it. Yeah, it's not nice.
No. If you don't want to talk about it, don't worry.
I don't know. I wouldn't know what's right to say or to ask about it.
No, it's how you feel about talking about it.
I don't mind. Yeah.
Well, you hear about these things.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Nice.
it happens.
Yeah.
99.999% of the time, it's suicide.
How often does it happen?
Quite a lot. A lot.
But I mean, like a weekly basis, or
We have, based on previous records, we have peaks and lows. It happens, starts just before Christmas. Boyfriend's left her, after Christmas happens quite a lot. Pressure's off, debts. That Christmas market didn't go well. January's a bad time for us all. Then it happens a lot around April. Financial year, they didn't get a pay rise, they got sacked. Debts about to up. Also happens a lot in September. After the summer break, they went on holiday. She got in with another bro. And you hear in the papers, all drivers taking 4 months off, 6 months off. I've been lucky, it's not happened to me. I've had come close. A colleague of mine at work, somebody jumped in the train in front of him. Now his dad lives around the corner from my house. It happened in the morning. I finished work about 3 o'clock, I went home. And I saw him sitting in the middle of the road by himself. What happened when they got off the train? They sat down, are you alright? His wife was away, so they didn't want to leave him alone, so they took him to his dad's house. It was round the corner from me. One of the managers goes home with him, they drive him home. So they left him with his dad. Just as I drove up, came home, his dad went to the toilet, and he come out, and he was just sitting into the road. He was still in shock.
No, I'm not surprised.
Some people, they cannot come back to forget. Some people can't maybe drive a train, and some people can never come near the underground again in their lives. It's not nice thing to happen, but it happens.
No. I guess the only comfort you can take is that, I didn't kill them. If the train had killed them and it was their choice to die, if it was...
It plays on people's mind. We still have a moral obligation that we still... you probably notice when I'm coming into the stations and I'm going in stations, I'm very conscious of this. So when I come into the stations, it's like, it's the same thing for me when it's landing in an aeroplane. There's multiple things I'm doing. I'm watching the cameras, at the same time watching the speed of the train. Stand clear, mind closing door, stand clear, I'm watching. I'm listening out for noises, unusual noises. And this line is called platform interface. I'm watching the whole line. I'll have to get too noisy and keep quiet. Dangerous station because of the bend. There's so many gaps. And I'm watching and I'm watching.
Especially if people run up to the train when the doors are closed.
See, that's when I said you're good at the job you have, and this is where your mindset and your skills come into it. Because they can only train you so much.
There you can see.
Oh yes, they're all along there.
People fall, I'm sure they fall through
quite
often.
Stand clear, mind closing door, stand clear. Surprisingly, it's not the rush hour. Because people who use the train in rush hour, like your dad, they regularly use the train, they're aware of the platforms, they're aware of... It's usually the occasional users, the weekend users and tourists. And
or they drop their bag in the tracks or something.
well, that is a nightmare. People do silly things. Most time they drop phones. And so what we say to them is, you drop the phone, let the station staff know. So all that happens is that then at the next station, I'll get a phone call from the line controller and say, could you drive the train in slowly and stop? So when I enter the station, before I enter the station, I'll stop my train. The supervisor will be standing there and he'll be holding a light in his hand. So I'll take my train up to where he is. When I get to where he is, where he's at the beginning of the platform, wherever he's at the station, I'll take my train as close as possible to him and I'll stop the train. Then I'll switch off the train and I'll give him my keys.
Oh, so then he knows the train's not
Exactly. I'll give him my keys. Then you know the train come on. Then he'll go down and pick up the phone or whatever.
You have to switch off the traction first, don't you?
Depends. He can ask for it, but most of the time they don't.
That must be even more dangerous.
But it depends where it is. If it's on the side, this side, there's enough gap for him to get down quickly and pick up. They'll do it. If not, they will.
Yeah.
We don't like traction off.
Yeah, and it causes a huge delay.
Well, it can do.
And it takes a while to do it.
Exactly.
You have to test it.
But when it comes back on again, then you have to. It's not like a car where you just start the car and the train go. No, then there's a train car, then all the power will come on, then all the systems start going. It'll take a couple of minutes to get the train ready for movement again. That'll be causing more delay. And if you got other trains stuck in the tunnel wire, you don't want that. The worst nightmare is if you switch off power for one train that's in the tunnel, you switch back on, but it doesn't work. Excuse me, it doesn't work. So you're stuck with the train with long passengers in the tunnel. And the last thing we want is to compromise safety for any of the passengers. Yeah, unfortunately, that's people jumping. It happens. This is a seasonal thing. I guess I've been a lucky one. I've not had anyone like that. Some people are unlucky. They have like 3 or 4 over 10 years. Most people, they tend to recover. Some are a couple of weeks, some a couple of months. But unfortunately, some people
Never come back.
no, they don't.
I've seen it on the Tube series on TV. I heard about it.
Central Line information update message. Apart from the planned closures, the Bakerloo line has minor delays, Elephant and Castle at Queen's Park. Good service to the rest of the Bakerloo line and all other underground lines. Message end information out.
Well, what happens with the old trains then when they stop using them? Do you know?
They use them.
Because I know a load of them, they get scrapped, but people must want to buy parts or something.
Well, this is what happens before they even get to the scrap stage. The trains they try to recycle much of the parts as possible.
And use them again.
Use it again, and well, okay, it's only a last resort that's scrapping. But these trains, they have a life of like, these are not. This one's 27 years. Most of them have a life of like 40 years.
That's not bad, is it?
It'll be interesting though when they get parts of them. I wonder how you would go about that.
I'm not sure. You'd have to write to the company to see.
I've seen people selling parts on eBay. Like I saw someone selling like chairs to the whole district line trains on eBay. They were like,
These are made by a French company. This particular model. Depends who they give the contract to. Different lines have different contracts.
Yeah. I've seen they have some stuff from the Transport Museum. It looks like it's very expensive.
I can't actually slow the train down, but I'll point it out to you on the right hand side. It's the Holborn sidings. And this is made, and we used to have a closed station here, British Museum. It's closed now. We're going. I can't slow the train down. If I could, I'd show, but I just point you actually where it was. We've got a lot of unused stations as well on here.
How many
Call
are
them
there?
It's so strange, isn't it?
I couldn't tell you, called ghost stations. And
Yeah.
there's plenty of stories about ghosts on here.
It'd be interesting to go visit the closed stations, but they're probably not that easy to get to.
No,
Visit.
it starts here, and then see the lights there,
Oh yeah.
and that splits. That used to be where it's gone. Oh, there's a lot of ghost stories on here. People who disappeared down and trying to never came back, and the ghost is there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Will they see someone in the tunnel?
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of that's the thing I saw on YouTube about people finding ghosts.
Oh yeah.
You think they're crazy to mention it, and then someone else is seeing it. It'd be interesting though to walk through the tunnels, but maybe a bit scary, but it'd be interesting to know. But I doubt that's
Well, we do,
possible.
because there's certain places where we have sidings, so we have to walk through the tunnels.
Why is that?
Interesting.
Because like, see that one we just passed now?
Yeah.
It's called a siding. We've got another siding, Marble Arch. I'll try showing you. Now sometimes we have to reverse the train in there, that's fine, but sometimes we have to go in there. Say if the train has a defect, so we take the train in there, move it out of the way. So we have to walk out of there. And sometimes a train's been left there the day before, it's been fixed. So they send a driver to go in there. And again, it'd be like, we have a very strict procedure. We have to wear a high vibe, we have our lamp with us. Traction current has to be switched off. Yeah, and then
Must be quite frightening and also quite creepy.
Interesting.
you know what?
though.
You just
Quite fun.
you just get used to it. You know, first time it's like. First time you do it, yes. Second time, third time, it's just.
Yeah.
There's like when we actually pass out, when we have actually had done our final exam, our final train test. So they give you your license. And the first day you come out here by yourself as a driver, there's a special name for that day. It's called Sweat Day.
Sweat day.
Yeah, because that's what happened. The first time you're in charge of a train by yourself.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Quite something.
You're like this, you're in passenger service. I remember I had to do it for it twice, because first I was a driver on Bakerloo line, and then I got the driver in. And our first day is, you know what, today I'm talking to you guys because everything is second hand, but that first day you're sitting like this.
Really cute.
Your arms start aching, your body, because you're not, and you're pouring really up. Stand there, one person will stand. Worse is if it's on a sweat day, if an alarm goes off or something. Oh god, that kills you, because it's like,
You've got to sort that out.
what's happened? What procedure is it? There's like 40, 50 different things. Which one is it? Yeah, just you start processing like a computer.
But you enjoy it.
Well, the job or the sweat day?
The job overall.
I think it's one of the best jobs in the world. I think I'm very lucky to be in this position. Part of it's to do with the company, and part of it's made a bit wise to do with the unions. If it weren't for the unions, the job wouldn't be good. Whether you love it or hate it, Bob Crow said something. He said, which other job pays well, you get treated with dignity, and you have rights. And that's what keeps going. And, people say, oh yeah, 50,000 a year, we're president, but that responsibility and that everything, you know, it's a different level. It's, you know, like I said, we only guaranteed one day off, Christmas Day, and that I mean, you'd be at home, you could finish 3 o'clock in the morning on Christmas Day. And the thing is, it's like, it's procedure after procedure, and this is a job where if you do something wrong, you can end up going to prison. And, do you drink alcohol? Do you drink? You don't drink, do you?
No.
Good, you're too young. I don't drink, so I don't have this problem. But a lot of the guys that drink,
Yeah.
we have a drugs and alcohol policy.
Yeah.
Very, very strict.
And are the guys tested?
No, but
If there's reason to.
no, we have regular testing, we have spot testing.
Oh, really?
I could be up here now and they call me and somebody they come and take me off the train. Take them up. Doesn't mean you're not allowed to drink, you are allowed to drink, but not the 24 hours before. And then you can only drink a certain amount. So these train drivers don't have a normal social life.
Yeah.
So when they go on holiday, they're the drunks by the beach. Same with medicine. Like we can't take nightmares. We can take it, but then we can't drive a train. I just distracted. Can you see it there?
Yeah.
That's a siding. We can we turn trains around in there.
But it's probably not used often.
Oh no, it's regular use. And sometimes after go in there, take the train out, come out there. But like I said, it just after you've done it hundreds of times, it just becomes second nature to you. Night nurse, can't take it. If you do, you can't be on the train. Codable, anything with codeine in it, strictly can't come near the train. So that's why when we sign on, our work, there's two reasons we sign on. One is so the manager can see us and he makes it's only a physical assessment to see if they're in fit state to drive a train. You know, one of the worst things in this job is, your dad will understand this, Billy, you will know, is you've had a domestic argument and you come to work, you don't want to be on this job. It'll play on your mind all bloody day. So the manager's making an assessment. What state you're in physically, you're not on any influence of drugs or alcohol, you don't seem mentally disturbed. Now, I don't mean mentally disturbed that there's something wrong with you. It could be that you've got a problem, you've got a death in the family, or your mother's very ill, or you know what I mean? And if he thinks you're not fit enough to be on the train, you're not allowed on the train. Also, we have something called an emergency notice board, which is literally next to where we sign on. So if there's any safety critical information, like between Marble Arch and thing of driving at 20 kph, there's a track problem or something like that. So we have to read that, and then we sign to say we are. When we sign, we're saying we're in fit state to drive the train. We're aware of our responsibilities, and it's literally like a contract.
Yeah.
Like I said, this job is. If you can make a mistake, you can actually go to prison. And it's simple as that.
Has anyone gone to prison?
Yes, but a lot of this happened is rumours and hearsay. A lot of this happened before I actually started here. I started at, I've only been here 15 years. But then I think in January as a whole, the laws have got more stricter and stricter. It's hard to get away with. Like, everything is being recorded. How the train works, it's all been recorded here. So if I was to make a mistake, I can't get away with it.
No.
In those days you can. So, also, in here is a listening device. So they can use it for a number of reasons. If the train stopped, they're trying to contact the driver, they can't. They can switch on and listen to see if they can hear the driver breathing or not.
Right, yeah.
It's never happened. I hope it never happens. There was a security issue. Then they can listen to the conversation of what's happening or something like that. Where were you on 7-7? Okay? That's a day you should
it's terrible, isn't it? I can't actually remember. I remember where I was the day after. I was at work. No, I was at work. No, I remember that. Yeah, I was at work.
Where were you?
I used to work at
School.
Okay.
I used to work at a newspaper, and we were moments away from Aldgate.
Yeah, but were you? I was saying, were you on a train or at work?
No. I used to drive to work. So
I was at Buckersdale,
Yeah.
working in central London. My brother was a train driver as well. And I think this is my first concern was my brother. But obviously the government, they put the jamming devices, all mobile phones stopped working, so I couldn't contact him. So I contacted my manager and I said, I want to know if my brother, where is he alive or not? He said, no, he's safe, he's actually there. And then, next day, just come back to work as normal. We got to live with these hazards, you know. You can't let these people win. That's part of the package. We're a soft, easy target, very soft, easy. You can't monitor 5 million people.
it's quite incredible that nothing has happened.
Well, it's a completely different conversation. Just politics, and there's so much more in this shit that, as far as I'm concerned, Great Britain shouldn't be part of any of it. Keep its nose out of it. Keep its nose out of it. That's the way it is. Unfortunately, just everything that's happened from the Middle East is snowballed on and on and on.
Yeah,
You know,
and it's also has so much history around it.
it is. There's so many, because you got to go back to American foreign policy, and then it's one nightmare. And personally, I feel stand clear, man, closing doors, stand clear. I'm from a generation which your dad would probably relate to. We lived through the IRA campaign, and then we lived through the Cold War, and I was one of those that when the Cold War ended, I was genuinely, sincerely, in my heart, happy and had hope that this was the beginning of a new era where this powerful America country that's been fighting for us, now it's going to sort out the Middle East, and then sort out Pakistan and India, and then sort out all the dictatorships, and then eventually China will be the only communist state left, and then democracy under this, there'll be this one powerful United Nations that keep everybody in line. You know? I mean, unfortunately, it was safer then than we are now. It was safer during the Cold War because everybody knew where they stood. Unfortunately, when you got one devil who's got no challenge, he can do what he wants. And that's.
Well, this is a bleak station, isn't it?
It is.
It's really white as well. There's no advertising. There's no colour.
It's not a very busy station. You've got Shepherd's Bush.
I wonder what the least used one is. Well, I know the least used one on the Central Road in Paddy. Apparently it's the least used station in the whole underground. It has only like 200,000 passengers a year. Some stations take that in a day, I know.
200,000 still sounds like quite a few.
Huh?
It still sounds like quite a few.
200,000 in 1 year.
That is, I thought it was Ruislip Gardens. Is it?
Well, the last time they were there,
Yeah,
I know that's
yeah. No, the best one I heard is in Moscow. There's a station where there's one passenger, this girl. She uses that train to go to college. That's good. They were going to close it because the passenger is a small village, and there used to be a factory there, some mining. But since the mine's closed, the people left those villages have disappeared. So the passengers dwindle there. And now there's only one passenger. That's a girl. She's about 9 or 10 years old. But you got to give him credit for it. No matter what you think of President Putin said, no. You keep this line open. You always stop to pick that girl up and drop her back up home.
Wow.
If she wants education, she makes sure she finishes the education. So.
The question I was going to ask, well, I think I know the answer to it now. There's obviously a gap, and then there is no gap. And is that going back to what you were saying earlier about if someone throws himself to So there's obviously that bit of space.
I think it's A's throwing it, somebody throwing it, also if somebody gets it accidentally.
They get pushed in.
As long as, well, no, they don't want to get pushed in, they'll just get, it means they have a chance if they lie down.
Yeah.
There is a chance if they lie down. Stand clear, mighty closing doors, stand clear. Then they found another purpose for it. They said, oh, but we have floods, it's good. Water goes down there, and then it just...
Does it get flooded often?
Yeah.
What, from the rain or
from the rain? Occasionally we had a massive one out. While in, one of the mains water pipe busted, but usually it's rain. It's a station. The distance system's been around. It's over 100 years old, but it's like so some of the older when water seeps through the stations. Identified by a number for location. I should say SH means Shepherd Bush, White City, and so it tells you exactly where you are. Now I've changed to WHC. West Ruislip with me, or you getting off here?
Should we go to the end?
That was noisy, doesn't it? You want to come to the end?
All the way.
If that's okay.
Yeah. That's all right,
I've never been to the end of the line. I've been to Eden Broadway once, and that's as far as I've gone. We'll be able to see that train. Train that somehow caused a problem all day.
Derailed.
That one there. See, this is where the issues like yesterday when that happened. What can we do about it? As nothing. We get slaughtered in the papers. They hate us. Passengers give us crap. They give us swear at us, spit at us. What can we do?
No.
If at the other end of the country,
it wasn't a deliberate thing. It was just a genuine a thing that happened, as you said.
It's not like. See, early on. Stand clear, please. Mighty closing doors. Stand clear. When I picked up at lunchtime, I went up to Northampton and I came back. Then I picked you guys here. When I went to Northampton, I had about 8 minutes, so I could run outside for a cigarette. When I come back into the station, there's about possibly about a dozen passengers asking questions. They couldn't get to the station. The tickets are I'm a driver. I don't deal with that. It's a different job or different training. But there's no station staff. So this is where we as unions and companies are, if I'm North Acton and there's an incident, what shall I do? Just by myself. Where's this help? I just hit the Mayday button, say I need assistance, I'll lock my cab and I'll stay here. If someone's having a heart attack, what can I do? If someone's fainted or a fight breaks out, there's nothing I can do. And this is what I'm saying, we need staff. It's like those passengers couldn't get through, or they I don't know, something wrong with the machine. And those passengers, they start swearing at me. Go right, I hear you.
Yeah.
It's only when you get to when you're on the other side of the fence.
Yeah, because I was just going to say that. Yeah.
It's,
Then you got an empathy. You actually understand.
and then some drivers, maybe that after a while they get so, like me, I've become numb to it. I learned it. But some drivers, then it's wrong, they shouldn't, they react the same way.
Which you get in trouble for it.
Which is not something we want to do, but it's...
no, but it's also sort of understandable, isn't it? Yeah.
That's the prison, what's it called? Just the pass.
Pentonville?
Pentonville.
Is it Pentonville?
Yeah. Nice. We'll see on the way.
It's going a lot faster, and you can feel it.
So I was coming down either direction, and I see a man running across the track. I was slammed on the brakes.
Jeez.
But I stopped the train well in time. I wouldn't pay him anywhere. And he ran across and he'd gone onto the platform. So my concern was if he's injured or not, because he ran on and he fell onto the platform. So I opened the door and I said, "Are you alright?" He said, "Wow."
No.
What an idiot.
I think he was drunk.
And there's me
Just being silly.
Yeah.
trying to save his life.
Yeah.
I know. Stand clear, mind closing doors, stand clear. But what happened, I had to let him know. I phoned the central guard, told him this is what happened up at this station. So they sent the station staff up and the police came. And he done that because what he done, he made a hole in the fence back there. And he come for it because he was dodging the fare.
Blimey.
That's a bridge. Just jump the
But
back.
how are you going to dodge that? Oh, God.
You're going to do it.
Crazy.
People do it all the time, silly things like that.
What an effort.
I've heard people doing that on the overground.
You know,
Do it everywhere.
like as passengers, 99.999% of passengers want to have just one objective. They want to get from A to B as quick as possible, safely and quick as possible. That's all it is. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Most passengers, if they get C, it'd be nice, but it doesn't matter as long as I get there on time. Yeah. Just,
So how many times do you think you've gone through Oxford Circus?
oh, me in 15 years. Oh, I've lost count. Thousands. Sometimes you don't know where you are.
No, I bet. Yeah, I bet you always forget. Yeah.
The phone will ring. The line can and say, "Where are you, driver?" I got a clue because then you sort of start looking around. Especially if you've been talking to yourself. This train coming all stations to West Ruislip, passengers travelling to West Acton. This is West Ruislip. Stand clear, please. Mind closing doors. Stand clear.
It's nice and cool in here compared to being out there.
It's you know the reason why.
Yeah. But then I have seen things like, I remember when
Those
I had,
wires.
See, we have to keep covered because if we don't, the air conditioner starts making us itch.
Yeah.
This doesn't happen
Dry
straight
skin.
away. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you've been doing it in the summer, like week after week after week, your skin just is irritating. See, we got stomachs like rocks. You know why? You probably read a report last week about how bad air pollution is in London and how bad it is on underground. And it's not how bad it is for passengers or but the passengers use it twice a day, once in the morning to get to work. We're in here all day.
Yeah.
So our immune system is on a different level.
Very good.
You'll enjoy this, will you? go up to 85. When it was 102, that was a different feeling a lot.
Yeah. What's causing it to rock?
Well, we got something called, we have suspension in here, and our suspension is based on airbags. We have airbags under the carriages. And they work on the basis that as the passengers get on, air goes out and they balance things out for the cushion. We've done a lot of tests during the Olympics, because what would happen, as soon as the train had coming out of Stratford, it was rampant, and all of a sudden the train got empty, going eastbound, because nearly all, because at that time the suspension had to inflate very quickly. And if we started moving the train again, then But the other thing is the curvature of the track. And when the track starts.
So an information update message. Aside from the planned closures, Bakerloo line's operating minor delays, Elephant and Castle to Queen's Park, good service to the rest of the Bakerloo line and all other underground lines. Mr. Ken's information out.
And like with everything, wear and tear, after a while the ground starts to move under the weight.
Right.
So if it's what happened back there, that's what happened. The ground had moved, so there's a bit of a dip there. So what they do is like we report these things in as well, but at the same time we run a train regularly that monitors the whole track for its wear and tear and the condition of the track and everything. So then the engineering side takes over.
Yeah.
We got guys who regularly monitor, tightening the nuts and bolts all the day, fixing the track.
It's got to be continuous.
And it's there's certain places we need to grease where the points are, where the track moves left and right. It's got continuously greased and so on. One of the problems we have in summer is this country's not designed for hot weather. So when it does hit 31, 32, this is metal. It catches fire.
Wow. Does it really? Does it really? At that temperature?
What it does is where the grease is where the track is, the grease, it catches fire.
The grease comes from the wheels?
No, the grease is on the tracks where the tracks go left and right.
Right, so in particular on the points, the engineers will grease them.
Or sometimes where the thing is, this is the power leads going into the track. Sometimes they catch on fire. It's welding with it. The manager has to come down, he comes on the train with us and stop it. And in winter our problem is, well, we have three problems. The first is when it starts to rain, the first initial few minutes, because the track is not totally wet and the wheels are not totally wet, you start wheel spinning. But wheel spinning is really bad for the train because it's metal against metal, so wears flats tyres out. These tyres cost hundreds of thousands of pounds, they're not like normal tyres. That's when you start getting the noise, bang, and it's uncomfortable for the passengers. Also, you not only damage the wheel, but you damage all the track.
Right.
Because as that flat bit comes round and smash.
Yeah. So do you have to go slower? Or?
That's it. Like we start off very slowly, just to help sort of build up. And that's just like good engineering. Even with a car, you wouldn't start your car and go straight on the motorway at 80 miles an hour. Common sense, you switch on, give it a minute to warm up and then build up. The one people take the mickey out of us, and they can't understand this, is leaves. What happens is 1, 2, 4, 10 leaves, 20 leaves don't make a difference. But when those leaves start building up, they get pushed against that thing about. It comes a point where it gets stuck like that. It becomes a wedge. The other point is, if it's rain and those wheels are there, that wheel is like a piece of ice on top of the wheel. You can brake.
Yeah, I can
because
imagine.
it's just
I agree.
at 100 kph, this train takes 1 minute to stop. It takes 1 minute to stop. Somebody's standing there, they got a chance in hell. And the third one is snow. And the snow will affect us on this rail here. There's so much snow that the contact between the train it gets too thick. Then if you're not picking up any power, it's like, have you ever had a Scala electric set?
Yeah.
You're not picking up power, it's something.
Yeah.
So then we have to phone in, tell the passengers, open that, then we get out there with our equipment and we have to scrape it down and
That's a long shift.
which is. So when you usually do that, you need to get off and have a cup of tea and sort of warm up. It's because you have to go like 2 carriages down length to clear it all, and there's very strict procedures. Everything you got to face the direction of travel, what train you got. There's a lot. Even a simple thing like that. You know, the simplest thing is we all use a cashboard card. What do? We put the card in, we type in our phone numbers, take the money, go. How easy is that? But about technology and everything that's gone behind it to make that easy. And you can do it anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
You could be on a ship in the middle of the ocean and throw money out of the car. That's the thing people don't see. It's the same thing with this. There's so many.
You just take it for granted.
Control eastbound trains, North Acton and Ealing Broadway and Norfolk on the east platforms and hold, please. Ealing Broadway, Norfolk, through to Notting Hill Gate, platforms and hold, please. Currently have a train with some doors closed, visuals.
So that's from Ealing Broadway, Norfolk, all the way back. That means the pilot, he's not getting a pilot line. Keep shutting the doors, the lights are gone out. There's only 2 reasons for it. About 3 reasons. One is either passengers deliberately not letting the door close, and we do get that. There's some people out there who find it funny to do things like that. The second is there could be generally something stuck in there, a lid of a bottle or stuff like that, or technically it's failed. So. Now, what my concern is, by the time I go best side, how long is it going to take? It could be within the next 30 seconds. Because now it's fine, it just went back, it's just a newspaper or it's just a lid or sorry guys, just went stuck in. And then I'm going to be able to, it's 5 hours. Just on those.
Have you been this far out or not?
I've been to Ealing Broadway once, but never this far, no. I've never ridden the complete whole central line. Though I've ridden on many parts of it, but not the whole thing.
Well, it's a shame should Epping.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to go there.
Epping's a lot more, because it goes up, it runs along the M11.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And you get to see a lot more fields and animals.
That'd be interesting to go along that path.
Yeah, we kill a lot of animals, a lot of foxes, pigeons especially. But
It'd be an interesting one.
in winter is absolutely stunning because when you see postcards, it's like fields of snow, all the trees are white, and you're going through them.
Yeah, lovely.
Winter is lovely.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the nice one.
So it's a shame really because they go up far. Central Line actually runs up to far as Ongo.
Yeah.
But the local council used to subsidise the underground when they stopped it. Personally, I'd wish if Central Line ran up to Stansted Airport, that would take a huge traffic difference in living in London.
Wouldn't it? Yeah.
Right now, everybody has to come into Central London to go back out. And I think most of the coaches run from Victoria, I believe, from Paddington.
Yeah, or Liverpool Street.
Liverpool Street, and you can catch the overrail from Stratford, I believe. But all those passengers,
It's very expensive.
if you're living, you can live anywhere in London. If you're connected to the underground, you can get straight there. And I think they missed a trick there. And have you seen M11? What it's like in rush hour? It is. I've seen it standstill all the way from waterwork roundabouts all the way past Loughton, all past up to Abridge Village. You might know that, no?
Yeah, no, I'm shaking my head because I can't believe it could be that
There's
far.
Abridge Village. There's if you're interested in flying, Billy, I took flying lessons there. I used to. There's a lovely little airfield there. There's, I think that makes a huge difference. And, even with this third runway at Heathrow, I disagree with it. It's already too congested. You're only adding more traffic on it. Now, I don't like Boris Johnson, but I did like his idea that we should make another airport at Thames Estuary.
For the island.
Yeah. Now, alright, let's just say, I can say, alright, that's only going to serve that part of the country. What I personally they should do, this is London, you got Gatwick there, Heathrow, and there's Stansted there. I think here, A10, you know the way A10 joins north of London, out there they should be there. Then you got north.
It would make sense then, wouldn't it?
And then that not only is it covering London and central London, but it's also covering the north as well. People say, "Oh, you've got Luton up there." Well, I'm saying Luton is just too far out to serve London, and the transport links in good.
Yeah, I forgot about Luton. Yeah.
Right, Luton's fine if you're travelling local, holidays fine, but I think personally, I think they should have made one up there. Where the A10 joins M25. I think that'd be perfect. And so you got to think not just alright, you make a third runway now. By the time the consultation comes through, the fighting and bickering, it takes years. By the time that runway is made, the passenger numbers will increase so much they can start talking about the third runway at Gatwick. So why don't they use their common sense now and just build a fourth airport?
Spread it.
This is control of service, I'd say drivers just to keep you in the picture there. We currently have a train Notting Hill Gate eastbound which is being training. This is due to unable to close any of the doors on the train. So we're currently tipping out a train at Notting Hill Gate on the eastbound, so there are delays to the eastbound Central Line service.
That's quite serious now. If you couldn't get the doors closed properly. So the problem is if the doors are not closing, he takes passengers off the train. So now there's no passengers, but he's driving the train. He's got to take that train somewhere. He can't leave it. But if he's taking that train through the station where you can't shoot through the station, you have to drive at 20 kph. That's the fastest you can go. But the people are going to try getting on if the doors are open. If the doors are not closed on the train, people will try to get on.
And they're going to have a problem.
So, where was he? I can't remember the station he said it.
He said Notting Hill, I think.
Notting Hill or something
Right.
like that.
If it's in Notting Hill, then depending where he was, if he was eastbound,
Eastbound
if it was eastbound, then he'd have to take the train down to Marble Arch and then come back into Marble Arch sidings. And then leave the train there until tonight, end of traffic, when everything's shut.
Well, it's night, is it though?
It's Saturday, it's 24 hours, so they'll have to leave it till Sunday night, Sunday night, Monday night.
No problem. And less service for the whole weekend. People will complain about that.
You get a better view of a depot. This is one of the largest depots in the country. Well, I'm underground anyway. It's huge. Believe me, when we have to walk in there to get a train,
It's massive, isn't it?
It's huge.
How many trains are in there?
No, I can't remember. I know on here you can get 5 trains in a row.
Wow. That's quite
And then there's the other side, the sheds and everything. They also do the ballast, all the stoning and all the track and everything. It's huge, this depot. See these yellow boards? Outside, we can only walk on the yellow boards, nowhere else. Inside, we only walk on the green boards. Because anywhere else, it's like a minefield, it's just too dangerous. And if you're not on the yellow board and you get electrocuted, it's your fault.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, told you not to.
Your responsibility,
big map in the line down
eastbound trains after holding platforms. If you have clear signals and codes, you're okay to proceed. That's all. Eastbound trains after holding platforms, clear signal and codes, you're okay to proceed.
That's good news. That means
That sounded like he was saying two different things. I thought he was saying you got to hold it, and then he was saying you got to clear. But obviously,
yeah, no, he said it first, but now he's saying eastbound trains. If you have clear signals,
you can go.
You're okay to proceed.
Right.
But I'm glad what he said. Well, that's just told me that they've managed to get that train out of the way somewhere to put in the siding.
Or it's fixed itself.
So that drive, well, no, it took out of service.
Yeah.
I think that driver's done a damn good job.
To move it so quickly.
Yeah, and get out of it.
Well, thank you so much for that.
You finished
That
it?
was really good.
Oh no.